grace period on when you start the game is so short in this game. It's very good. Hi there, I'm Arael. I'm ready to just launch into it whenever you are, so I can count us down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So welcome to Mega Man X2. When I was little, I loved Mega Man X1, but there are some strats in X1 that are hard for me, so I really like X2. I think it's a great speed game in general. So we've got our intro stage here. Pretty standard Mega Man X style intro stage. Just sort of dash through real fast, climb this real fast, get rid of that guy so he doesn't lag the game. Start charging here, and get ready for the fight with this big boy, friendo coming up here. This is CFO. He has a strat named after him. It's when you lemon and start charging from that lemon. That is CFO. Yeah, nothing really a whole lot to say about this boss or anything, just sort of a normal intro boss, and we'll sit here and hold start through this cutscene.
Well, while we have the cutscene, we do have a donation, $260 donation at that from Poof Poof, saying, looking forward to one of my favorite runs here. Good luck to Arael. Also had to make the total donation amount doubly nice, at least for a little bit. Our total donation right now is $3,069.69. So.
Nice.
Thank you very much for that donation.
Yes, thank you so much, Poof Poof. As always, Poof Poof's quality human. So we're gonna go through Player Sponge's stage, starting off with this. Fourth time's the charm. Stump jump. Sort of like a deceptively easy-looking. Oh, nice! Oh my gosh, look at that elevator skip. Usually I go for that elevator skip, and if I don't get it on the first attempt, like if I mess it up at all, then I'll just quit, because you'll probably lose more time than you'll gain if you try too hard, but I actually got that one pretty well. It was pretty nice. Yeah, so we picked up some power-ups in that stage, which is weird, because this is an any percent run. And a lot of people ask me, well, is this 100%? No, but in X1, you get all the... sorry. This is a pretty optimal pattern for him to start out going up like this, so I'm gonna take the RNG blessing while I have it. So, the any percent... Oh my goodness. This is a gold split. So, that was just too good of an RNG pattern for him to give me. So that was really cool. Thank you, Sponge. My split for Sponge is called Please Go Up, because he never goes up like that. So, we're already through our first Maverick. So we're going to be collecting a lot of power-ups, even though this is an any percent run. There is a low percent run out there, but if we get all of the power-ups, but we don't get all of Zero's parts, then we'll get the ability to get the Shoryuken, which will help us get through the rest of the run later on. So, I'm gonna do that, just because, let's jump over that guy there. So we're gonna start using the strike chain in this level for our movement tech, starting out with getting up there real easily. I think you're able to get up there without the strike chain. I've seen somebody do it. It's like 4 pixel perfect. Like you have to be very good. Shout outs to Tokyo Scarab, who I think showed me that you can do that at this most recent GDQ. Those elevators, get used to them. They continue to, like the side-scrolling ones, they continue to exist throughout the rest of the game. And this is our first ride armor, which is like this mech thing that I'm in. We'll have a couple more of those. We'll sort of abuse the flying mechanic on that in Snail stage coming up. We also just abused the iframes that we get from that little Triceratops back there. Just gonna ride that the slow way. There are a couple different strats that you can do instead of just the damage boost off of the bullets of the Triceratops or whatever. I forget what the actual canon name for those are, but regardless, pretty much all the way through to the end of this stage already. We're getting ready to go past the very scary face there and see if I can nail this trick, or at least a couple of times. Wish me luck. Okay, that was alright. So, to get the second and third and fourth and ad nauseum hits on Gator right there, that's a 3 to 5 frame window, and the timing changes as you go through it because the console lags, but yeah, sort of like that. So you actually need to adjust the timing of your hits accordingly. Still not a bad Gator fight. Got a couple of those hits in there, and just sort of waited for him to come out of the oil, whatever that is at the bottom there that's pouring out of the vents. Yeah, just waited for him to come up and then hit him pretty much the way that you normally would. It is usually a little bit faster to do consistent dash lemons every time that iframes run out than to charge for every shot, so you'll see me doing that on a lot of the bosses. Yeah, so next we're going to fight a deer. Got Flame Stag up top. We'll have these 3 hunters, counter hunters, yeah, counter maverick hunters appear on that map a couple of times. It's just sort of a thing that they do. That's what, so we would be defeating those if this was a 100% run, but that's the main difference between an 8% and 100%. Oh, can I save it? There we go. So we'll grab that tank, get on here, shoot those friends with the wheel? What is it? I forget what it's called. Technical name, but the saw blades there from Real Gator. There's a lot of climbing on this stage, and there are some pretty specific strats on how to get up these towers the fastest. I'm not sure exactly what all of them are. I do know that this one's real fun, just sort of 3 quick jumps all in a row. Grab that health, because marathon safety. Go up here, start charging. I usually do intentionally take those hits at the end there, because the flying squirrel is just a bit of a jerk. So we've got our neon, and we'll drop into here for the Buster Duel with Flame Stag. Jump at the very beginning, and we shot him with that, and then we'll wait for him to come back down, and wait for him to go up, and back down. This is a relatively new version of this fight. There was a change in the optimal strat some time ago. Still before I started running this game, but it used to be that you had to climb all the way up with Stag as he goes back and forth the entire way up, and that is really hard, so I'm glad that this is faster. So we're through the Stag fight with relatively little fanfare, usually pretty fast. So next we're going to Centipede's stage. Magna Yakulegger is a Magna Centipede in the English version. And we'll start using Flame Stags. Oops, there we go. Gosh. Okay. We'll be revisiting this hallway later on, so I'll be able to atone for my sins there. But I missed the rushing burner movement tech back there. So now I have this ability from Flame Stag, and it's pretty helpful in getting through stages pretty quickly. I mean, I think you can achieve the fastest movement speed in the game. Just a moment. 1, 2. So once the sword stops moving for a couple of seconds, you can use a charge shot, and if you do it just right, you can actually kill it in one hit. I did not quite get so lucky this time. That's okay. Cool, we missed all the spotlights back there. The more spotlights you hit, the faster these blobs fall, and I don't want that at all. I'm also jumping to make sure that I reduce lag, because whenever I dash like that, you make more sprites, and the game has to keep track of more things, and that means that everything is slower. It looks like I was 1 burner ammo short there, so I had to finish him off with a normal shot, but that's okay. And we're gonna hopefully do one of the coolest things in this game. So Magna Centipede has a move that is a little bit broken. Oh my gosh, he's being so nice to me right now. So, we're now in a state where I could walk away from the game. I'm not going to, because it's a speedrun, but I can walk away from the game, and he'll just not do anything at all. He'll just continue to do this. The piece of his tail will continue to spin around me, and that's a pretty advantageous glitched state for him to be in. So you can just stand right next to him, never get hit, and it pretty much reduces all of the risk in the fight to 0, as long as you can get it. And it is slightly RNG dependent. He has to use that particular move, and he was just really nice and used it the first time. With that, and what happened before, which, the very quick sponge fight, this has actually got 2D potential, I would say. But not before we go to Crystal Snail's stage. So again, we're going to use the rushing burner a whole lot in the beginning here. Switch to it before we even actually fully spawn into the game. Release right there. Jump up here. Start holding. Abuse the flying mechanic and the ride armor like I was talking about before. Do it again. Whoops. Shot that a little early. We'll use it again there, and you can sort of see that I was drifting to the right as I came down there. That was actually, I wasn't pressing any directional buttons at all. That was just still the same dash speed that I had from the crystal ramp at the beginning of the thing. We'll do this right here, and if you dash right there, the game very conveniently lets you skip that mini-boss. Nobody's figured out exactly what it is, but it's some sort of sprite overflow or something like that glitch. We'll go past these folks, grab the scanner helmet upgrade, which nobody really needs for the speedrun, but we do need it because otherwise we won't be able to get the shuriken later on.
We do have a $50 donation from Big Jazzy J saying, good luck with the rest of the X2 run, Ariel.
Yo, thank you, Big Jazzy J. Good friend from back home. Great guy. So we're through here. I'm just not even going to touch anything, and we'll automatically dash through here. The joys of rushing burner. And then I will immediately switch to Magna Centipede's Magnet Mine as soon as I get control here. And shoot. Whoops. Oh, that's fun. That's cool. Thanks for that, Snail. Wait for him to do his little charge. There we go. There we go. Put that there. Nice little thing for him to run into. Gosh. Whoops. There we go. So there is a slightly more optimal strat that you can do here. It can be a little tough, and I haven't done it recently, so I didn't go for it. But the optimal strat is, or the optimal boss fight is probably 10 seconds faster or so. This game has been picked. Excuse me. This game has been picked apart at this point. I think that the world record is 32 minutes. My PB is over 40. I'm hoping to bring that down at some point, but we'll get there. So we'll go on to Ostrich's stage, and whenever I started learning this game, I actually did this stage third. The third route, as it's called. But I don't do that anymore, which is nice, because this bike can be very finicky. So we mash there, we wait for this guy to follow us, we let him follow us. Hello, he's not actually going to hurt us at all. He's a good friend. Wowzers. Okay, we got through there just fine. We're not out of the woods yet. Yo, that was perfect. That was actually very good. This still has PvE potential. Actually, we'll go through there, dash, and we'll get air dashing, which is super useful, not only because it's a piece of equipment, not only because it lets us dash in the air, but it also lets us do another cool glitch that we'll do first thing in the next, well, second thing in the next stage, called Neon Jumps. You need to be able to air dash, and you need to have 2 levels of charge. We already have 2 levels of charge from Gator's stage earlier, and we have air dash, which means that if you shoot a charged shot for the frame that you are beginning to shoot that shot, the game actually thinks that X is on the ground, even if he is in the air. Which then allows us to get a double and a triple jump. There we go. This rhythm can be a little bit weird, because there's not really a visual cue for that second shot like that, but that's alright. We're through it. So you'll see in Bubble Crab stage, we'll go in, we'll dispatch the submarine that's there, and then I'll do a double neon, which is a triple jump with 2 frame perfect inputs. I mean, they're not super impressive because, you know, you can time them however you want to. But it is 2 frame-perfect tricks in a row, so sometimes the failure rate can be a little bit higher. But I'm feeling good. I think that this will be good, and if I miss it, that's fine, because it's not that serious. And if nothing else, I think that neon jumps are really cool, and partially they are part of the reason that I run this game. Also, you just saw me jump on the edge of the water. There we go. Now we have that. Cool. So we'll charge up. Oops. Okay. We missed the first attempt on the neons, but that's alright. Good times the charm. There we go. So we shoot on the frame after we jump on the frame after we let go of shoot for the first one, and then we press both the jump and shoot buttons on the same frame for the second one. Like so. And you also can see right there, there's a intended strat in the game, or intended movement ability, where you can jump at the upper, or at the edge of water. You'll see me, the biggest, just a moment, this timing can be a little wonky. Actually, that ended up pretty well, because we'll need to face tank Bubble Crab in a second here. Yeah, that's what we wanted. We'll need to sort of face tank him here. You'll see what I mean in a moment. So we'll do that. Whoops. So if we stand right next to him, he won't walk past us, which is actually great. Because we can use that to manipulate his position into always being on top of Wheelgator's saw blades here. Taking a little more damage than I'd prefer to take, so I'm gonna back off here just a bit. But okay, we're good. That was a little scary there, and certainly not an optimal fight on Crab, but we got through and we didn't die, which is especially good because I was poorly face tanking him for most of that time, so cool. I think all we have left so far is Moth. Wow. Who, as many moths are, is very weak to fire. We'll also get our last upgrades in this, which actually you get additional things, not like you get additional qualities to your 2x. Come on, let me upgrade. Yeah, thank you. Okay, there we go. So we've got this heart container up here. Oh gosh. Bubbles! Everybody's favorite. Lag City. And this should be the last piece of equipment that we need. And once we get all the armor, we actually get additional benefits. Some of the weapons use less energy. I think most of the weapons use less energy and some other stuff. I could be wrong on some of that. I think you also take less damage this way. So do some slope jumps there. Jump through that fella. Wait for this bug to take over this sort of garbage mech friend. And throw some bubbles at that bug. Grab that real fast. And it's nice because we will need a fair amount of fire later on, but it's also one of the fastest ways to get through parts of the stage. So it's nice that we use less energy now. And we'll charge up our wheel again here. Find some bubbles. And that's pretty much it. Flag everything by accident. That's okay. So we want to go in here with a charge, because we'll want to go... Okay. We'll want to go across a couple of times. We'll generally get, we'll get 3 charge burners and 1 uncharged. There's the 1 uncharged. Wow, Moth just sort of lags the heck out of the game for us, which is fine. Let me time that nicer. And so we just clip him and get a couple hits in there, and that's pretty close to an optimal Moth fight. It could be a little bit better. You can score some hits on him like before he's even entirely on screen. But I'm not complaining. So yeah, next we have the Counter Hunter stages. After we have a little chat with our friend here. So, Counter Hunter 1, pretty easy, a lot of climbing, a little bit of a leap of faith here, just sort of hoping to get that D-boost off of that fella at the bottom there. Yeah, let's just use this. Oh, that's fun. And... gosh, taking a couple extra hits there. It's alright. A little nervous, that's all. So we'll jump over these friends. Now that guy, get ready to use another burner up here. Don't usually want to shoot burner at close to the ground there like that, but that's alright. Get rid of that guy with some of Moth's weapon. Ooh. And I'm gonna walk pretty slowly here for a moment because I just want to get my pink charge level. And this with the pink charge on the bubbles, that will make this boss fight relatively easy compared to how it usually goes. Soapy water versus robots. Soapy water wins every time. It's just his... So there's... The bubble will give you a bubble shield, and it just sort of goes around you, so you can just sort of stand next to Violin, and it'll score hits on him as soon as you can. It's pretty effective strat, as you can see. Next is my favorite stage, and also the scariest, one of the scariest moves in the entire stage, or entire game, rather. So I'll just, we'll go through the beginning here. There's an elevator cycle that I want to skip up here, and we'll see if we can get it. Got those, looking pretty good. So, we actually have 3 elevator things. 1, 2, wait until this is halfway off screen, jump up, walk. That's silly. Also, I'm donating $10 for every death between both games that I'm running today. So that's 10. There's a guaranteed death in the second game. So that's already 20. I sort of expected to die here. It's a really tough strat, and I don't want to get through this game without doing this strat. We're going a little bit fast because we despawned that elevator. Ah, gosh, I messed it up. I'm gonna take the death here, and we'll get the strat because it's really cool. I promise. So... hope you like this segment of the level. I really do like this climb. I mean, like, once you get this stage solid, not that, you know, you would be able to tell from me right now, alright. Fourth time's a charm. Once you get this stage, together really well, it can be one of the most satisfying things to pull off. And that was Counter Hunter 2 Elevator Skip. Then I lost it on the spikes there. That's alright. We will get it. So I wanted to practice this more ahead of time, but all I had was an emulator, and this is also relatively lag dependent. The timing can vary pretty strongly, so whenever I originally learned it, I learned it with an emulator, and then I learned it on console otherwise. But yeah, this can be a little bit of a sticking point for a lot of runs. There we go. There we go. And now we get the extra D-boost off those spikes up there. Again, I just love that strat, so I'm glad that I got to show it to you. Sorry for the fuss about that. I think between that and Neon's, there's no better reason to run this game, honestly. Just because the tech is really cool. What was that all about? Sergis, who is apparently it's alluded to in the Japanese version of this game that this is actually Dr. Wily. And you can kind of see, you know, he's in a big contraption that he's piloting. He's an older fella. Whoa, there we go. There we go. Now we can just chill down here and take damage from the diagonals, because it looks like he's decided to take that pattern. It's okay, that's entirely his decision, and I support him. But this fight becomes pretty easy once you can do this. The optimal strat for this is very frightening. It does involve you being on the platforms to the left there. That is one that I have not even tried to load yet. Because you probably only save a couple of seconds, and there are other simpler ways to save time in this fight. None of which you saw showcased here. Sorry about that. So now CH3. The music gets a little dreary, and you know that you're really in the thick of a run now. Whoop. Hopefully this friend here does not mind if I pop him off my head. So those bugs will do one of three things when they get on your head. They will either jump forever, dash forever, or shoot forever. Some of these are better than others, but if you're coming into... Oop, there we go. Sorry, this is a pretty technical spot. I'm just gonna... More neon fun right there. We do need to have full health to be able to get the Shoryuken. In the English version, Dr. Light here says, "I'm not worthy! I'm not worthy!" And he's not wearing a gi like he is for the Hadoken in X1, sadly. But now we have our good friend Dragon Punch. I'm gonna take it real slow through here. This hallway, not slow enough. This hallway can be a little rough. In case you didn't gather that, we do need to repeat that stage. We are no longer on PB pace. That is all right, because this stage is really fun and has a lot of really cool neon tech. There we go. And now we don't have to worry about the hallway at the end until the end again. So there are two routes up there as well. I took the bottom route. I used to do top route. It's a few seconds faster if you're a top tier runner. I'm not, but I do like this game a lot. So I now do the lower, there we go, the lower route. You can see like there's a ladder that goes upwards back there. Golly, what a silly thing. Alright. Your timing can also get messed up by these sometimes if they give you a weapon drop, which they won't anymore, so that's cool. Because it refills the bar, or the bubbles, and I forgot to reset. We're gonna get our first Shoryuken here on Agile, who I don't even know what he's doing in this thing. I don't know if he's like in the weird UFO thing there, I'm not sure. So if you fight him earlier in the game, he has like a sword, and he's like a human who stands up, but he just like has his face on like a death machine there, so that's pretty scary, so we want to get rid of that pretty fast with the Shoryuken. We'll make a quick detour here to Bubble Crab stage again. Just to fill up my sub-tanks. These upcoming fights can be a little frustrating if you don't have full sub-tanks, and just for marathon safety, you get to watch the submarine explode yet again. That was a really good submarine kill. That means that this door will open as quickly as we want, and we can go in here and pull a bunch of health out of nowhere right to ourselves. And we can exit right out of the stage because we've already beaten the boss, rather. And that lets us go to the refights. So we'll start out with Stag. I think that'll be a good one to start with. Usually tends to be a pretty easy input for the Shoryuken. So this is really the Shoryuken rush. The fights are not at all the same. Now they are a very precise input. There we go. A very precise input. Usually each, but this is not a one-hit kill. The Shoryuken does 16 damage every frame, or 8 damage if the target is in iframes. So, oh wait, I don't even need that. I already have full sub-tanks. Heck yeah. Except for Moth. Moth is a completely separate deal because Moth needs to do this. It's 1.5 seconds. after Moth's shell hits the ground, then you Shoryuken into the unknown abyss, and you hit him. Excuse me. We'll go here. We'll fight Sponge. I hope that Sponge gives us nice RNG here, after all the nice RNG he gave us earlier. I didn't think so. Just gonna wait for him to go up, or at least give me something a little bit better than his little Vine Wave there. There we go. There we go. That's easier. You can even potentially Shoryu through his Vine Wave, but it's pretty exact and it can be tough. So just gotta be careful. Grab these. Excuse me, and go down to Ostrich. I don't know why I charged to there, because it's not really useful. Excuse me. So here at Ostrich, we'll jump over him, and punch him in the face. Sorry, Ostrich. Your squeak was so cute. I honestly, because Ostrich's squeak is so cute, I like to think that he just got into like the wrong crowd of robots. He's just like a really pure kid on his own. Let's give Crab a shot. So the Crab Shoryu strat is jump over him, and he'll do his like little like pincer thing like that. That was pretty close to what we wanted, but we did get affected by that whole it's not a one-hit kill problem, and we'll just finish him off with his weakness. We only lost a little bit of health there, which is good. You can't do the Shoryuken if you're not at full health. So I'm just gonna refill that up here real fast. Thank y'all so much. You're great. Yeah, we'll just use the magnet mine here. I was gonna try to score a Shoryuken on him before he got back in his shell there, but instead we're just gonna play a little shell soccer. The old keep away. I honestly feel really bad. X is a little bit of a jerk in this case. I mean, he just wants his shell. It's not that big of a problem. So he has his shell back, but he has it now, so that's good. Excuse me. One more Centipede. And Centipede can be easy if you get it right. Oh, and Gator. We didn't get Gator. Gator we're gonna save for last because he can be a jerk. Yeah, so if he does that twice in a row, then that kinda sucks. But that's okay. We got him after he jumped up there. He'll jump, so after 2 attacks, he'll jump to the vertical half of the screen that you're not on. So he jumped up there, and that's honestly fine in my book. Hello? There we go, there's my jump. And yeah. I'm gonna let Gator just always wants to go down first thing, because he's a real nice guy who's not annoying to fight at all, ever. Said no one ever. Let's see. Back up. There we go, sort of. Okay, close enough. At this point, we just need to score 2 charge shots on him. We'll wait for him to come up. Or a charge shot in 11. You can even see the lag now with the sprites and also that liquid effect. It's a little bit taxing, looks like. So we've got 2 full sub-tanks, and we're on the last stage. So we have 3 big boss fights left. Even though we're on the last stage, we have Zero, who is not exactly trivial if you miss the Shoryuken strat. And we have Sigma, and then we have the Stigma virus itself. Or as I like to call it Andrus, because it kind of just looks like, you know, a low poly head, similar to Andrus from Star Fox. Gathering a little bit of extra here, just in case if I bonk Zero. Yeah, we'll just grab this, since I'm gonna wait for this anyway. There we go. Very marathon safety at this point. So you can Shoryuken and X won't walk back to the left here. You would preferably want to be fist bumping Zero if you were to do that. I've found this to be more consistent for myself. Doing one Shoryu, whoops, buffer this. See, the nice thing about Zero is if you do it right, you do get infinite chances. If you do it wrong, you don't get infinite chances. There we go. So that's one relatively important boss fight. Zero goes off to explode the computer separately from us. He was under Sigma's control. If you do the 100% route, you get to skip that fight. Even though you can do that, if you can Shoryu, you still pretty much barely have to do that fight in the first place. So it's still faster to do the any percent run where you still get most of the items. Okay. Gosh. That was not what I wanted to have happen, but that's alright. We got the Shoryu on Sigma, and Wolverine Sigma. So now we have one left. Potentially 2 Shoryukens. Gonna kill this friendo. Hello, Andrus. Beautiful, beautiful CX4 enhancement chip. Gosh. Come on. Be nice to me. There we go. And time. Oh, sorry, I should have let you know about that sooner. Sweet. So we still got the Shoryuken on the Stigma virus, and that was actually the thing that I was worried about the most in this. I did not expect to fail the CH2 elevator skip like 6 times or whatever it was, but that's alright. We got through it, and we'll get a credits roll in just a moment here. Thanks for having me. I'll be back to close out the marathon at, I believe, 6 p.m. local time with Azure Striker Gunvolt. Another very Mega Man-like game. What was my time?
We'll go with 48:31 since that's a little late.
It was a little late, yeah, because I didn't even. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't
that's
thinking about that. Cool, 48. That's a little over estimate, but we got to see that cool trick in CH2. So yeah, thanks for having me, and yeah, whenever you're good to go to the next round of the game.
Alright, thanks very much, Ariel. And we're going to have DI coming back with more Super Metroid, so stick around. We'll get that going here shortly.